Hi guys, Aaron here and welcome to the workshop. Today, as promised, I'll be taking a look at the SRM PC8 head unit, which I'll be using for a bit of time now, alongside my trusted Wahoo element bolt. And many people have been asking about this head unit. It's quite an interesting one, you don't see it very often, and it certainly has some very unique features to it. So let's start with the good things and mainly on the hardware side. So I think the biggest and most pro feature of this head unit is the fact that unlike any other head unit based on a standard N+ protocol, this has a much higher refresh rate. So if, for example, you're a track rider or you really want to dive into the details of your power on those shorter perhaps sprint sessions or shorter efforts, high power efforts, then with this you can really dive deep, particularly if you have a power meter that supports streaming the data in that high frequency and high data rate. So this from the functionality perspective is perhaps one of the biggest advantages for the data geeks out there. If you look at the unit itself, it's quite different, both in terms of form factor and orientation compared to a regular unit. Right now I only have the Wahoo for comparison. As you can see, the PC8 is much larger and uses a landscape orientation. Unlike most units, perhaps the Stages Dash is an honorable mention, which uses the same type of screen. It's quite a large unit, comparable in weight and outside dimensions, I would say, to a Garmin Edge 1030 or 1000 for that matter, with the key difference being, of course, that you don't have a touch screen, which I think with bike computers is a good thing, but you have 3 physical buttons, and around the unit you have a very sturdy anodized aluminum covering finish, and the bottom of the unit is plastic. It's here where you can find the little magnetic attachment, which unfortunately is proprietary to SRM products. The rechargeable power meters use this as well, which is a bit unfortunate in case you lose the cable, which isn't all that uncommon, but it's a neat solution. But yeah, regular USB perhaps will be more practical. Of course, then you would have problems perhaps with the water retention, etc. So yeah, it's a lot different than you otherwise see. So the screen itself, pretty large, beautiful, crisp graphics, very well readable in the sunshine. The battery life, I would say, is around 10 hours. The interesting thing about the PC8 is you can't actually turn it off completely. You always have it in this standby mode, and the way you record your rides is also a bit different compared to another one. Simply, it has an automated start and stop function. So yeah, you can start your intervals here, but the ride itself is based on a speed sensor and a GPS, which in this unit is set to be very precise. I have no way of testing that, but I'll take the words of other more experienced users. So you set off and it starts recording your data automatically, and then when you stop, it pauses. If you stop for a long time, then it shuts the ride completely, or alternatively you can hold the Pro and a Set button together to stop the ride. What I've noticed is that it takes a bit longer for this unit to find a GPS signal than some other units, sometimes even a couple of minutes. So that's an interesting thing, although not a deal breaker. The menu, I would say, and the functionality is where this unit lags behind a little bit in terms of the most modern competitors, because simply you don't really have a mobile app for it where you can set up your screens, which by the way you can toggle by the middle button. You have all kinds of different metrics which you can, every screen is completely interchangeable in a computer app and configurable. You can set up intervals and training zones, and if you hold the middle button long enough, you have that for locking again. And if you hold the left button, there you can access the menu where you can put on different drive profiles, or straight through here. You can do power meter 0 offset, etc. All the settings you would expect, date, time, pairing your devices, etc. It's not as intuitive as in the latest systems. You have to get used to it. It's not as quick, definitely, than on the Wahoo unit, where you just do it on your smartphone and have it set up in a matter of seconds. Also, you have to manually do different bike profiles in order to access different power meters, for example, on different bikes. So that's also a bit cumbersome. You can't store just, for example, 4 power meters as I have in one profile. So I would say it's all a bit dated and a bit cumbersome, but it works. Same for uploading the rides, for example. You have to connect it to the computer since there's no mobile app, and upload there manually. Of course, you can do Strava, Training Peaks, whatever you want. It's compatible with all of the software because it uses standard fit files. That's not proprietary, luckily. And also, from the most modern features of bike computers, it lacks the live track functionality or crash detection functionality, which could come in handy. So it's a super training focus unit. I would say, again, much like the dash head unit that I've been using in the past and testing. Very, very focused. I would say very close in mindset to a professional rider. And the hardware is really, really good, really sturdy, robust, weighs around 100 grams. The retention mechanism and locking mechanism is very practical, very robust too. You can get different mounts for the mountain bike, for the time trial bike, for standard road bikes, for aero road bars. All of those. The screen is beautiful, the battery life is good. So I think the only problem with this unit is that SRM haven't really updated the functionality to really access the capabilities and to get on the same level in these user-friendly aspects than some other competitors. And this way I think the price isn't really justified either, because yeah, there are advantages for sure, and it's a very, very nice looking unit, but it would really need to be updated to be on par in terms of functionality with the latest and most user-friendly units. If they do that, I think you would really, really have an excellent contender right here, because otherwise the performance and reliability of these units is I think still untouched. So these are my thoughts on the SRM PC8 head unit. Soon I'll be bringing you some numbers from the SRM exact power meter pedals as well, in comparisons with my own power meters. Some of you have been asking if I'm now sponsored by SRM. No, I'm not. I just got these devices for the test to put them through the ringer and tell what I think. And yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing so far. So if you'd like to see more content related to this, or perhaps some of my other bike stuff, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.